How's your day going so far?
You know what? It's raining here and I moved to LA for the sun, so it's kind of different. I'm
Okay.
still trying to stay positive, but it's like pouring down rain, so it's hard.
Well, look, if it's pouring down rain on Earth, we could always go to the metaverse and hang out in the
Honestly,
metaverse
this is
because it's
why the
pretty sunny over
metaverse
there.
this is why the metaverse is going to be such a popular thing. Like I kind of want to go for a run right now in like a beautiful beach, maybe like Hawaii or something, but I can't go there, so I can go into the metaverse.
So you can actually do that.
I mean, right now you actually can't. The technology just isn't there. It's kind of like a concept. Like this is what we're hoping for it to be, but with the technology, you have to be on like a huge computer, a supercomputer for
Right.
it to even like the graphics to even work. So you can't like go on your phone and do it. You have to be like at home with three different monitors. So we're
Interesting.
not there
Okay.
yet. It's kind of
Yeah.
just like a concept.
So when I originally thought of the metaverse, I thought of an Oculus VR headset. I didn't even know it was called an Oculus until a week ago. So I know nothing about the metaverse. I went over to TikTok and I typed in metaverse real estate, and you were one of the first three videos I watched.
Oh,
My
I
name is
was?
Zach.
Which one was it?
It was good. It was good. You seem very knowledgeable, and that's why I wanted to get you on the podcast, because on this season of the podcast, we're diving deep into metaverse, crypto, all things that. So I've had other metaverse, I wouldn't say experts, because no one's really an expert these days. It's still very
Yeah.
speculative around the return, the ROI on like investing in this, because you can buy land in the metaverse, 42 by 42 plots or whatever the dimensions are, in Decentraland, the Sandbox, and other places, which I'm still conceptualizing around. And that's why I had you on the podcast today. So thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hop on the Life Coach Zach podcast. Teach us more about the metaverse. Teach me something that I don't already know.
Okay, so a lot of people ask me this question. I think the first question is, how do I make money in the metaverse? And
Yes. Yes.
I'm actually a real estate agent in the physical world. So I get a lot of my clients that see me post about Decentraland and they're like, I want to make money, like buy me a parcel. What can we do? And the first thing I need people to do before they buy a parcel is understand what business they're going to create in the virtual world. So it's like if I was your commercial real estate agent, you wouldn't go look for a storefront unless you already had an idea of a business that you're going to put on that storefront. So real estate in the metaverse is much like commercial real estate in the physical world, where I can't create a business for you. You have to understand that first for yourself, and then I can help you buy a parcel of land. So what I tell my clients is popular businesses that are happening right now are casinos. They have NFT galleries, and they also have concert arenas. So Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, what they do is they look for metaverses that already have a concert arena and they go rent it out for the night, and then they take a commission of all the sales. So if you want to make money, first and foremost, you'd have a business in mind. So let's say you want to create a concert arena. So then I would find you a land that's next to different businesses that would make a concert arena popular. And then I would have my software engineer, they're called like software architect engineers, and they go into this virtual world for you and create a concert arena. Now that you have that concert arena, you then have someone reach out to artists, and I know that's like the harder part. You kind of need to have connections,
Right.
but you would need to get artists to come into the concert arena and rent it out for the night, and then you take a percentage of all their sales.
Got it. First of all, thank you so much. You explained that so perfectly. Very simple to understand. And this seems very interesting. And that is why I wanted to get you on the podcast. Look at that. I've already learned so much in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The wheels in my head are spinning so much because I'm like, okay, what business am I starting in the metaverse?
Yeah.
And right here, I'm going to say it. I want to be a metaverse life coach. I want to be a metaverse nutritionist. So I want some storefront. I want to be in the Sandbox right next to Snoop Dogg and Steve Aoki. Right? I want to be close to Atari, and let's set up shop. So what's the first step in the action plan? Do I have to buy a plot of land? Can I lease a commercial space in the Sandbox?
So I would tell my clients, to lease, first of all, because the prices right now are really expensive. So it depends on your budget. We have like Nike, Adidas, and Facebook, which have like obviously millions to billions in their bank account where they can kind of just throw money. I wouldn't advise someone that doesn't have millions in their bank account savings to go and purchase the land yet. I would rent it out. And then once you start making some money, then you can put that towards the sale. But the prices right now are just really high. Like for the sandbox, they start at, if you want like a good piece of land, it starts at like 60, 70,000 and goes up to anywhere to a million, 2 million. So it's pretty expensive right now to buy, and your return on investment wouldn't be there because these concepts are incredible. Like it's incredible that you want to be a life coach in the metaverse. You don't have the people there yet. You have more people on TikTok and YouTube. That's where the audience is because we can't access it on our phone right now. So I would wait until the technology is there. I would wait to buy until the technology is there and until your audience is able to access you on their phone. So right now I would lease it just so you can start to get your face known in the metaverse. And it's also good for like publicity. So you can be like the first person in the metaverse, the first life coach in the metaverse, but don't spend too much money buying a parcel. I would rent it out
Okay,
first.
that answers my question. Well said. Love that answer. Okay, great. Second step in the action plan. I am interested in leasing a space. Okay. I want a pretty good location. I want a lot of foot traffic. Can you promise me a certain amount of foot traffic on the lease?
No. I mean, if anyone does, if anyone promises you anything, I would probably run away from that because we're way too early for anyone to know like the actual foot traffic. And the problem is, I'll tell you right now with Decentraland, I have noticed that the foot traffic sometimes is off only because it doesn't automatically log you out of the browser when your avatar is in there. So they count you as in there even if you're not next to your computer or like roaming around. So the statistics right now are kind of a bit off. What you would need to do is I can introduce you to people that are already putting businesses in the metaverse, and you would need to reach out to them personally because we don't have like the analytics yet. And anyone that says we do is lying to you.
All right, cool. Sounds good. I like that answer too.
And
so I am
thing
interested.
Is, I'm just going to say, if it was that easy and if I could promise you, everyone would be in it right now. It's a huge risk. Huge risk, huge reward, obviously. Yeah. But if it was easier and if we knew the analytics and the foot traffic every single day, and if we knew the return on investment, there would be a lot more people in there already.
Right.
That's why we see bigger corporations. Sorry. Yeah. I was just going to say that's why we see a lot of bigger corporations because they're willing to lose money versus like smaller people that maybe don't want to lose like a couple $100,000.
I didn't mean promise so literally. Like I was just kind of making it a joke that I'm going to sign a lease for space in the metaverse. I was like, that's kind of, it's still, I wouldn't say unfathomable, but I'm still struggling to wrap my head around like what's going on. But the more I talk to people that know more about this than the more I learn and the more I start to think about possibilities of making money in the metaverse. So that's something I want to take action on. Jessica, how did you get into this metaverse type stuff?
You know what? So I've been in real estate for 5 years and I've been investing since I was like 14. My dad always like taught me how to invest. So I had like a TD Ameritrade account and I wasn't like a trader, but I always knew like I invested a good chunk of my money. And one of my friends actually told me about Decentraland back in like 2017. And I thought it was like crazy, but it reminded me of Ready Player One where they like live in this digital world. And I was like, I kind of thought they were onto something, but the graphics just weren't there and it looked really shitty. And then in 2020, because I kept on following it, in 2020, when Decentraland went open to the public, Nike and Adidas started buying land in there. And I was like, okay, we have corporations that are now putting big chunks of money and having like storefronts in these virtual worlds. And that's when like the light switch went off. And I was like, oh my God, I need to get my clients in the physical world in the digital world. And I didn't know how early we were. I'm realizing now the technology isn't like at the point yet where people are making a lot of money, but the concept of like a Ready Player One world is going to be here. And obviously I want to be on the forefront of that. I'm an investor and I kind of want to be like a pioneer in this space. So I started diving deep and I would literally watch not even joking, like 20 to 25 videos a day on YouTube, like every single day, even on Saturday and Sunday, just to educate myself on what is the metaverse, how much are parcels, what businesses are coming in. And I kind of just learned that way. So like I
Wow.
went to YouTube Academy.
Wow. Congratulations. That's incredible. So my next question is, I'm going to make a little bit of a statement now. As someone who, I bought Ethereum in 2017, didn't put that much into it, sold it when I doubled up, and then I never looked back at crypto again until January of this year. Okay. So I bought Ethereum, sold it, made like $4,000, thought I hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
And I said, crypto's stupid. Don't ever want to see you again. Man, do I regret that.
Oh my
because, and I am going to take responsibility. I'll take the blame, but a lot of people were telling me, it's bullshit, it's nothing. You read articles, a lot of FUD, right? A lot of just like China this, JP Morgan this, the government regulation this. And, we didn't really know, some things are clearly bullish, some things are clearly bearish, but I didn't catch back on until January of early this year. But this is what I'm going to say. From what I've gathered this year, and I watched a lot of it too, and with Shiba Inu coin and all these other crazy coins that people are apparently becoming billionaires off of, right? We always hear that one story, if the one guy that turns 1,000 into 5.7 billion, right? And now all these, degenerate retail investors that are FOMOing into the market here. I mean, it's with money they can't afford to lose.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, this is my statement, and I've said this to the other guy. I had another guy on my podcast, Dr. Clips. He is you got to get with him. I'm going to connect you with him. This guy is killing it already in the metaverse. This guy is dominating the metaverse. So I'll hook you up with him. But I had an argument with him. This was yesterday. Because I'm very bearish right now. I think all this is what I'm going to say. All the momentum's gone. Everyone that are buying Bored Ape yacht clubs and spending millions of dollars of Vegas Dave spending $6 million that is, in my opinion, not a good move right now. I think we're at the top. So I'm super bullish. Where are you at? Tell me why I'm wrong.
So this is a common misconception. So I am not bullish on art NFTs right now, and I think they're way oversaturated. You have kids in Ohio that are minting an NFT and selling it to their friend for $6,000, and then the other person thinks it's worth $6,000 because their friend bought it, so they buy it for $7,000, and they get stuck with the hot potato in their hand and they get burned. Art NFTs and real estate in the metaverse are completely different, because real estate in the metaverse, you can actually put a business on. So there's utilization value. Obviously, we have some bubbles in the metaverse already, but it's a common misconception that people think NFTs are real estate in the metaverse, and they're completely different. You have the art NFTs that everyone's minting that there's no utilization value to, and then you actually have the real estate in the metaverse where you could actually put a storefront and a business on and generate income. So I think that art NFTs are in a huge bubble right now. I'm not invested in them. I think they're ridiculous. I get asked all the time to do different projects with my friends, and I think that it's a complete not waste of time, but a complete risky investment that I wouldn't put a lot of time into right now. That's why I like to focus on the real estate aspect, because I like things that have utilization value. So if you can put a business in there, you're not waiting until 10 years for it to skyrocket. You're already generating income every month. So I agree, but I disagree, because I think more people should be educating themselves on how to put businesses in the metaverse.
Well said. Well said. NFTs, you're buying art and hoping that it's the next Mona Lisa or the next Picasso. But digital real estate is cash flow. Yeah, we're cash flowing. So that is the biggest difference and the biggest piece. However, that does not change my opinion on the future regarding the market in crypto, in the metaverse and stuff. I'm very bearish, very, very bearish right now. But that is a great point that and
I would agree. I'm not super bullish on, like, when I have my clients come to me and want me to help them buy a parcel in like Decentraland, Sandbox, like Axie Infinity, I always tell them I can't promise you in 10 years that Decentraland is still going to be here. So if you're going to invest, I would invest into an ETF. Like Roundhill Investments is a metaverse ETF that invests into the top performing metaverses.
Right. If you just want to invest your money, you put it behind the whole foundation that the metaverse is built on, not Axie Infinity and Mana. And no. You want to put money in there. You want to be safe. If you're bullish on the long-term picture, macro scale, like metaverse, the whole society is going to start living virtually. If that's what you want to invest in, you invest in what you said, the ETFs that the metaverse is built on, not certain lands. Because let me ask you this. I got two other really important questions. We're going to go for about another maybe 7 minutes or so. I try to keep it shorter, 20 minutes, but this is a great conversation. I'm enjoying yourself. It sounds like you're enjoying this conversation as well. My next question is this. Can you make more land in the sandbox or Decentraland, or is it possible that Facebook is going to come out with their metaverse land and they're just going to suck up and become a monopoly of attention?
Of course, Facebook is putting $10 billion into their metaverse. Of course, they're going to be a huge metaverse. However, the difference is Facebook is not decentralized. So the world where we're heading, like a democratized world, people are going to understand the value of other metaverses versus Facebook. And Facebook has no plans to be decentralized. So they can put as much money as they want. But at the end of the day, the direction that our world is heading, Facebook, I don't see being the dominant, only because a lot of the money that creators and people like you are going to be making aren't going to be in Facebook. And the viewers that you bring, like your audience and these other influencers' audience, want to go watch you. And if you're not in Facebook, we obviously can't watch you in Facebook. So obviously they're going to be a huge metaverse. They're going to have a lot of parcels, but because they're not decentralized, I don't think they have a huge chance of winning the broader audience.
Yes. And that is the most important word in this entire conversation, decentralized. Okay, yeah. There's no government or shareholders or private or things or people or whatever that are controlling all of this. It's on the blockchain with smart contracts.
Exactly. It wasn't possible before because we didn't have blockchain, because everyone's like, well, Facebook already dominates. They have billions of dollars ready to spare. But I think my argument is, now that blockchain is a thing and our world is understanding, like creators like you, if you can go into Decentraland or Sandbox in like a decentralized metaverse and you can make $1 million a year versus being in Facebook and only making like $500,000 because you have to pay like whatever you have to pay for Facebook, they take their ads or whatever. So if you can make $1 million in there versus $500,000 in Facebook, you're not going to go to Facebook. You're going to go to a decentralized metaverse. So now that you guys have control, which is what you should have had the whole time, because you're the ones that bring the audience. So now that we're giving you control through blockchain, you're going to decide where you want your audience to be.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. Jessica, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hop on the podcast. Is there anything you want to leave the audience with? Is there anything that you wanted to mention that we didn't talk about yet before we wrap up?
Yes, I would say there's two ways to invest. I'll put it very simply. There's two ways I think right now, if you're willing to invest. I would either do an ETF in the metaverse, which invests for you in the top performing metaverses, or I would invest into the actual foundation, whether it's Solana, Ethereum 2.0, that the metaverses are being hosted on, or I would find a parcel of land and generate cash flow with that business. That is the only ways I would invest right now that I think are an actual good, safe investment.
Okay, I like that. Well said. Everybody that's listening on Spotify, first of all, Jessica, I want to thank you again so much for all your knowledge and for this amazing conversation we had. I found you on TikTok. Clearly, you're doing the right things. Keep it up. Keep putting out the content. Double down on what's working. To all the people that enjoyed this conversation that are listening on Apple or Spotify, you can go ahead and follow Jessica on Instagram at Jessica Stocker _ JESSICASTOCKER _ If you're watching on YouTube and you stuck around up until now, thanks so much. I'm going to drop the link to Jessica's website, her Instagram, her TikTok, all things below. Jessica, it was a pleasure, and look forward to connecting again.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.